The Boulder City Police Department is taking a big step to protect and serve the environment. They've just added some Teslas to their fleet of patrol cars. News 3's Kyle Wilcox is live in Boulder City with a closer look. And Kyle, we understand you even got a test drive in one of these.
I did, Steve. Good afternoon to you. I got to drive one this morning. It was a lot of fun, being able to put the siren and the lights on, but a very, very smooth and sleek vehicle that you'll be able to see out on the road shortly. Here in Boulder City, they're adding a couple to the fleet as part of a pilot program. They want to test these vehicles and see how well they work with the everyday grind of being a police officer in the police force. But, we don't have the Tesla out with us right now, but we did get a closer look at it this morning. It's a Model Y, and like I said, a very, very sleek car that, it's fitted with the decals on the outside, has the lights in the windshield, and also a siren. And there's no detention area in the back just yet. They're debating whether it's going to be used for that at this point, but we'll wait and see on that one. But the Boulder City Police Department is adding EVs with the help of American Rescue Plan dollars. The police chief wants to see what benefits electric vehicles can offer to the police department. And one that he's expecting is cost savings. I'm told that these cost a little bit more than the standard Force Police Interceptor, but the Teslas come already fitted with multiple cameras inside and around the outside of the vehicles, and it also comes with a massive computer screen that's on the dash that could also be updated for policing software. And those are upgrades that the police department would have to actually buy and install in the standard police interceptors, which adds thousands. And also to take away from having to pay for fuel for those vehicles. Police Chief Tim Shea says he's excited to see what impact these cars will have on the budget and in the field.
If it is going to become the future for us, we'd like to be on the front end of it, and we'd like to know what deficiencies exist in this generation. So if this isn't going to work, when the next generation comes out, hopefully those deficiencies have been addressed in the industry.
And as I mentioned earlier, they're starting off with 2 Teslas right now, and they're expecting to possibly get some more in the future, but you won't see them on the roads just yet. They want to train the officers so they get used to driving in Teslas, because they are a little different than the average gasoline-powered car. And also, the police department is going to get a Mustang Mach-E, which is another electric vehicle. So again, Boulder City is kind of looking futuristic out here at the police department with these EVs.
Hey there, Marie and Jim. Yeah, cloud seeding is not new. It's been around for several decades, but it's also not a magic wand. You're not just going to pull water from thin air. You have to have the right ingredients in order to do that. One of those, the right type of clouds, including this one right here, low-level clouds, opposed to ones that are higher up in the sky.
Gazing at this majestic view,
Red Rock Canyon it's a treasure. It's a national treasure.
Pauline Van Betten with Save Red Rock Canyon gets emotional.
Everyone loves Red Rock Canyon, and the people that go out there regularly have seen that the Joshua trees are brown. The desert is brown. And we know that the animals are moving into communities in Las Vegas looking for water.
With coyote and mountain lion sightings becoming more common, she says the decades-long drought is choking the canyon's ecosystem.
So that's dire. That's dire.
But now a new idea to help: cloud seeding.
A way to enhance a cloud's ability to produce precipitation.
That's how Frank Mada, a research scientist and cloud physicist at DRI, describes the science.
You have clouds that are full of these tiny water drops, and the water drops are below freezing. And if you can introduce ice crystals into those types of clouds, then those ice crystals will quickly grow into snowflake sizes and fall out.
He points out the technology does have its limits, though. You need to have a storm, lower level clouds at cooler temperatures.
Before, we need clouds below freezing, and we need them to have water drops in them, sub-freezing water drops.
Still, he says recent studies highlight the effectiveness of cloud seeding, which is why DRI, alongside Save Red Rock Canyon, are raising money for a cloud seeding project. It would pay for a cloud seeding generator like this one in the Ruby Mountains. As for Pauline,
in Red Rock Canyon, there's a number of springs, and right now they're bone dry.
She says every drop counts.
To be able to assist it through this drought period is paramount. And since we have the ability, we need to take the ability.
Yeah, and both groups are actually trying to raise money for a cloud seeding generator. They have until October in order to do it. So we do have a link on our website right now for those who are interested in donating. That's news3lv.com right underneath this story.
Yeah, you know, I found out about this issue after a senior at Mojave High School reached out to the Crisis in the Classroom tip line. Until this year, he was taking the regular school bus, but says one day he and several other students were told because of the driver shortages, they would have to take the RTC public bus. After telling me about the issues they were facing, I decided to check it out myself, and it was alarming.
Yeah, I almost passed out walking up over here. I had to walk to the store and get something to drink. Everybody hot. Not everybody got money to get something to drink, though.
If you were passing by on Wednesday afternoon, you may have seen dozens of Mojave High School students sweating outside in the heat.
Nothing I've ever experienced before, especially for being a senior.
While they stood under the sun in triple-digit heat, they watched Clark County School District buses passing by. Many of them were using those buses every day until they were told they'd have to use public transportation paid for by the district, saying they were told it had to do with the bus driver shortage.
You see all these students, kids out here, we all hot. Like, we trying to get home. We all live on the same street. Like, why can't we get a school bus too?
This was only part of the experience home. I wanted to see that journey for myself, so I joined senior Levon Foxworth and his friends on the route after school. We started off on 5th and Washburn, and I saw what the students warned me about. My phone showed 109 degrees with an excessive heat warning, students wiping their faces off with towels, others with large drinks trying to cool off. After 35 minutes, we made it here at the RTC stop at Craig and North 5th, where we waited and waited.
My weather app has been showing it's about 110 degrees outside. There is one girl who is, everyone is pouring water and ice on her because she looks like she's near passing out. And they said that this actually happened, something similar happened last week as well.
There was a friend of mine. She was hyperventilating. She's already hot. She's crying, exhausted. She's like, her face is getting all red. We have to get water for her, ice.
The bus taking longer than the app said it would, but finally after 45 minutes, it came, and everyone ran to get a spot. Some didn't make it on. This was the scene inside, students and the public together. Worried that if they waited for the next bus, they wouldn't be able to handle any more sun and heat outside.
It's a very dangerous situation for everybody. You see there's kids sitting on the floor, there's kids sitting next to the door where it opens and closes.
After 30 minutes, Levon, his friend, and I finally got off the bus. The next walk, 10 minutes to his house, where we were welcomed by air conditioning and a deeply worried mother. A 2-hour journey home.
You have parents who are working full-time, like someone like myself who has to be at work at 6 in the morning. You know, I shouldn't have a concern when my son is going to a public school about him having public transportation. It's definitely not fair. You can see what's going on. I mean, we live in a pretty predominant area where there's brown kids, black kids, you know, kids of color in this area.
We learned the problems run even deeper. School starts earlier this year at 7 a.m. Levon and his friends want the district to know of their sacrifices.
Waking up for school, terrible. I have to wake up around like 4 o'clock, 4:30, and then make myself breakfast and then leave the house around like 5 o'clock.
Fortunately, I do get off of work at 12 a.m. in the morning. I'm saying that I gotta take the bus in the morning. I'm tired, I'm sleeping first period, second period.
And they say they're often not even making it to class on time.
I haven't been to school on time at all this year. I have at least 10 tardies already.
Tardies, they say, sometimes are not excused.
It was my first period, I had math, and I'm almost late to that class almost every single morning. That's an important class for me. So I had to switch that out.
Because you needed to graduate.
Yeah, I need to graduate, yeah.
And while he deals with all the stresses outside of schoolwork, Levon and other students are demanding the district get students back on a regular school bus.
Get us a bus. Get us a bus. Get us a bus. Get us a bus.
You know, and I did ask Levon's mother how long the route home usually takes with a regular school bus. Since it took us about 2 hours yesterday, she said about 20 minutes.
Wow, big change there. I know you've reached out to the district as well. What is the response to what these students are going through?
Yeah, so I shared, you know, a lot of those experiences, and I actually have the documents here of that email that I sent and the responses that they gave. I explained the situation with the heat and the student nearly passing out. The district responded by saying that they manage transportation for 125,000 students a day, and that because of the large numbers of students using buses and the area covered by the district, the transportation staff have strategically planned bus stops to serve the largest number of students. So that was their response on that one.
Where do we stand when it comes to bus drivers?
Yeah, so last year they were at 250 vacancies. They said right now they're at 78 bus driver positions. So, you know, another important piece of information I do want to share with all of this is that regarding the tardies that they mentioned, the district says students who are late because of transportation issues can visit the school office for documentation to be able to excuse those late arrivals. Now, as far as RTC goes, RTC Deputy CEO Francis Julian did respond by saying that they are in the process of replacing 40-foot buses with 60-foot buses on the Craig bus route to accommodate the increased passenger load. And for their full statement, you can head to our website in just a few minutes. That's news3lv.com. And like Levon, please reach out to any tips or issues important to you so we can reach out to those in charge. The tip line, school tips at news3lv.com or 702-805-0489. But overall, a very eye-opening experience. I'm glad we're able to share that with our viewers.
And Tiffany, thank you for giving us that front row seat literally and showing us what these students are experiencing.
Hi everybody, I'm Reed Cowan from News 3 Las Vegas. We want to thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Remember, you can always see more of our videos by clicking on the video links. And also don't forget to click that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of our YouTube updates. Thanks for watching.